So you want to keep your brand new safe and the coins inside of it safe from the environment. Let's start with these. Here we go. Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? This is Silver Husky bringing you a video today discussing different ways to keep both your safe and the coins inside of it safe from the environment. Now, I live in South Florida currently, and the weather here is extremely humid. So if you're not careful, you could end up with something like this going on with your safe. And I know a lot of people are very much into the toning of their coins. Natural toning is always, the best way to go if you are into that sort of stuff. Some people even artificially tone their coins, and you'll see that here in a second. But for those of you who actually want to keep your coins free of all kinds of tarnish and to keep your safe free of any rust, there's a couple things you're going to want to think about. Now, first one is going to be where you're located geographically, right? If you're in a humid environment, obviously you're going to want to take care of that. If you're in an area that has a lot of maybe salty humidity in the air, that's something that can really corrode away at the safe itself. And the problem being is once your safe is corroded, it could actually be frozen shut. A dial like this, those turn dials, I think they're great, right? Because they're EMP proof, but they could very well seize. And here you have a little bit of weather stripping that makes this safe waterproof, meaning if you could drop it at the bottom of the ocean, it's not even going to get any water into it. That's great. That's a great feature. However, there's a lot of safes that don't have that feature, or, even if it does have that feature, every time you open and close it, humidity gets in and over time can start to dampen and, kind of degrade whatever's inside. It could be media, could be, paperwork, and it could be your precious metals as well. So first thing I like to do is, talk about the cheap stuff, the simple stuff, right? So little stuff like this, these little silica packs, you can find them when you buy clothing, or sometimes they come with computer parts when they get shipped to your house. I save them. These actually, you can reuse them once they start to, every few months, I would say. Throw them in the toaster oven for a little while on a really low heat, and it'll desiccate them again. So these are desiccants, right? These things soak up the humidity in the environment around them. So, if you buy a pair of shoes, you usually find one of these little doodads inside of it, and it just has a little bit of silica inside of it, soaks up the water. So that will keep your safe, right? And then, additionally, there are, in my case, living in South Florida, there's a lot of humidity in the air. So these things are instrumental. Damp Rid is what it's called. And I know there's a couple other brands as well, but I like this one. It's reusable. You can just dump the little pack into the little top piece, and it actually sucks the water out of the air and drips it into the bottom of the container. And you can dump that out and refill it. So that's the cool thing. It's a bunch of little white crystals, and this lasts maybe 3 to 6 months. So I just get a new pack in there every 3 to 6 months and just keep reusing it. So it's a super cool little device. And yeah, you can find them at any hardware store. I think I picked these up at Home Depot or Lowe's. So those are great. Another thing to consider is the tarnishing, right? Tarnishing of the coins happens from exposure to things like sulfur. So these little sulfur strips, you can find them, I think, on Amazon and some other websites. If you just, whatever it might be, if it's jewelry or whatever, you just throw a little sulfur strip in there with your item of silver, and it neutralizes or absorbs the sulfur that's in the environment. And what it effectively does is doesn't allow it to bind to the silver, keeping your coins tarnish free. And the last environmental topic would be fire. And I know that this is definitely relevant to a great number of the people in our community right now who are experiencing wildfires out in California, out there on the West Coast. This is just something to think about. You want to have a high fire rating on your safe because the documents inside, the DVDs or VHSs, old family memories that you might have in there, as well as, coins and things like that, they could be affected over time with a high heat fire. You can come back to your safe and it'll open up just fine, but you find out that what's inside is no longer intact. So that's what we have for today with regards to environmental factors that could affect both your safe and what you keep in your safe. Of course, guys, if you have any other thoughts or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. I also encourage you guys, if you're brand new, please don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We have a lot of new videos coming out fairly regularly, so we always enjoy sharing those with you. Have a great day.